Okay, 9 packs of gear have been purchased. The reason? We're going to find out today if it's worth it. Now, normally the answer is pretty unequivocally no. There's not too much of a debate about that. However, these packs were $15 each. $15 for 6 pieces of epic speed gear. Now, that is a tempting offer because I've been doing thousands and thousands and thousands, and I'm not exaggerating when I say I've very recently this week done easily over 20,000 energy on Dragon alone, trying to get better gear because I would like to do better in Arena. The thing is, my gear is not probably what it should be when it comes to Arena type of stuff, and I've been having to pull all my gear off like my PvE characters, the people I've been using for like my Dragon stuff and my timed spider teams, etc. And it's all a giant mess right now. So this is an attempt to snipe some decent solid pieces for my Arbiter more than anything to increase her speed, but it would also increase things like Lysandra, yada, yada, yada. There's Warlord. I got a whole bunch of characters that could benefit from this, and then I will use this energy here to make a video about something, and that will basically do these energy alone will probably pay back the cost of these packs. Now, it was 9 packs, $15 a pack, that's $145, and let's see if that $145 is going to be worth or not. Then leave that up for you guys to decide. Now, I will say, if this wasn't, it was a discounted offer, it was like minus 40%. If they were not that price, I would not have purchased these. I do believe that the $28 or $26.99 or whatever it is it normally is absolutely 100% not worth it ever. I do think that the $15 for the 6 like this one is, you could argue either way. Personally, I believe that. So this is what we got right here. I'm not going to take a gander on how much energy this would take from Dragon to acquire this much gear, but I will take a gander on how many good pieces we're going to get. I'm going to say we maybe get 4. Out of all of these, I believe we might get 4 really high quality, instantly usable, instantly upgradable pieces of gear, which would probably put the cost to, what, like 1 out of the, $30 a piece or something like that. I mean, these are very high premiums on these, but we're going to find out if this number is anywhere worth correct. Okay, now, so first piece of gear already, speed. And when we get something like this, we're going to roll it just to like 12, and we'll see how it goes. Or we'll roll it to 4 or something. If it misses, we'll just continue. We'll do that. That way it's not too far. Okay. We'll just see as we go. Make it nice and quick and easy. Okay, crit rate with accuracy, whatever. We're looking for speed. This is really speed or bust on these. Since it's a speed set, that's really what we're looking for. Okay, there. So 2 pieces of gear have speed. On the weapons, okay, 2 out of 9. Okay, so the best that one's going to be is like 15. So now we're going to move on to the helmets. Okay, here's 1 on the 3rd one. Let's see if we can get a speed row here. Okay, crit damage, no speed there. And we're going to move on. There we go. See if we can get speed on any of these. You really have to row speed on the first one for these to really be good pieces of gear. I'm looking for, okay, there we go. We're looking for multiple speed rows in order for it to be immediately usable. These will be able to go somewhere. So even if we do not, let me put it this way, even if this gear here is not immediately usable for me, it will be immediately usable for like my Faction Wars teams, because I can put this on like my duplicate stuff or whatever, throw them in Faction Wars team, people that have like no gear at all, like some of my dwarf characters, etc., can use it. So that's going to be useless for an arena piece. There we go. There's another one. Let's see if we can get a speed row here. My best helmet is 20 speed, including the glyphs. It's 17 plus 3. So we would need this to row speed twice more and end up being like at least 18 to be an upgrade. And every singular piece of speed is actually a pretty big upgrade for my Arbiter. And speaking of the patch 114, if you've seen my most recent video, there is... Ooh, that's a bummer. There, in patch 114... I'm looking for to get like multiple rows on rows here. I will come back and re-row these later without having to show it on video, because they might actually go on secondary characters like Warlord, Madame, people that I do use in Arena but aren't like my Arbiter, for instance, the person I need to go fastest. Crit rate there, which is kind of usable, so I'm going to give it another chance. Come on now. Okay, crit rate again, so it'll probably be usable on somebody, but not what I'm looking for right this second. Here's speed again. Crit damage. Nope. That's bad too. I'm trying to get this Red Bull into my beak here. It's the problem with being Kraken. Okay, we're on to the shields. Ooh, look at that piece. Now, the gloves, boots, and chest have the lowest chance. The weapons, the shields, and the helmets are the easiest. So going through these shields, we really need some good pieces here, because going to the ones that have alternating primaries are going to be more difficult, because you need a good primary on top of a good secondary. Another speed would be premium. My shields are really bad. I have like a 14 speed shield, I think. So that could have been a massive upgrade, but that's still a good shield. It's just not what I needed personally. There's another speed one. Really, it can be as easy as 2 speed rows on a shield, like a 6 and a 7 row here or something would give me an immediate upgrade. There we go. That's a 5 row. That's pretty low, but that's okay. If we can get another one, even one more good solid one. See, that's such a bummer, because if we could get like a 25, like go 18, then row another one, that would be insane. It would give my Arbiter like 10 more speed, which would just be game changing for me in Arena. Unlucky. Like from dragons, what I mean by quite, like just trying to get them to drop is hard too. So it's almost making me think that, you know, like the Void Shards, buying the Void Shards, trying to pull the new characters. At that point, I feel like that's almost a bigger gamble than trying to get pieces of gear. But at the same time, we're sitting here watching, like, I'm not giving the multiple speed bros I need. But I know for a fact there's people out here watching this thinking this is all like amazing gear, like wishing they had this gear they're looking at. But really, I'm looking for like the premium of the premium. You know, I'm really hindering how much the chances of me getting something I need here is. But that being said, a lot of this gear is completely 100% usable. You know, I mean, for the majority of the people, like 99% of people, this gear is all fantastic. Like, you could use this immediately. Like, I'm sure this could be usable on somebody. For me, it's like I might use this, but I mean, I know that's good for most people. It's diminishing returns is a good way to explain it. So I like kind of explain my thought process when I'm looking through this stuff. In an attempt to, well, we're getting boned on the gloves. We literally didn't get a single glove that has speed secondary, and gloves were what I needed the most, because my fastest is like, I wanted to say 13. I like going through my thought process that way, like if it helps at all. So this has crit damage, which is pretty cool with HP. That's not bad. Can you guys hear that wind outside? It's like blowing open my curtains. It's crazy. HP percentage glove is cool, but the rest of this is pretty much trash. Like, this is immediately sellable, sell. That's defense percentage, I'll keep that one. That's a sell. I mean, just straight up garbage. In the bin is hell, Hades would say there. So that's a bummer. That's a punch in the ooh. But we also have chest plates, which I have a pretty big chance at getting an upgrade on, because my chest plates are terrible as well. So if we could get one here, and just in general, I could use some like 6-star primaries, so that's fine. HP percentage, that's nice. HP percentage, that's nice. With crit rate, that could be really nice. Another crit rate with HP percentage, that's good as well. All usable. This is a fantastic piece right there. No matter what it rose, that's a great piece. Okay, the chest plates are kind of making up some ground here. I would really like some crit rate on some, I'd really like some crit rate on some boots too, if possible. But we're nailing the primaries on the chest plates. They're all more or less usable. Okay, I'm fine with that. Can we get one more roll on speed? And this is a median user. If we can get 7 row on speed, that would just be fantastic. See what we can get here. Come on. Crit damage again. Okay, well, this is going to be a high crit damage piece for someone that scales off HP that we need to go fast. Maybe like Blood Twin, for instance. That's a definitely usable piece. Okay, so HP, flat HP, useless, attack with speed. Okay, you row these anyway for the characters that you literally only need speed on. Like people like Apothecary, right? Like Apothecary, I don't really care. I'm sure I could have a better primary, but if I'm just trying to get him to go fast, right? Or Lysandra or something, you know. A little accuracy chest plate in some of these examples, but you get my point here. See, like that, that's 10. So if it rose, I'll give it to 12, because if it rose 15 here, then someone who I just need to get a move off. I mean, even Warlord comes to mind, but he might need accuracy as well, unless you're just trying to do the shield, you know. But there are people that just flat out speed are useful. So let's see what we got here. Give us a good speed, bro. Don't make this a useless piece. Come on, RNGs. You can do this for me, can you? He cannot. Ooh, this is a good piece. If it just rose speed, it's resistance. I can deal with that. Just give us some fatty speed on this now. No. Okay, it's got 2 more chances. Couple chances. Okay, any moment now. All that for a drop of blood. All right, another HP percentage, crit rate, HP. Okay, this is in the bin, as is this one. That's definitely keepable. Okay, so the chest plates, we got, that's usable. That one's usable for sure because there's resistance. That one's probably not usable. That one's extremely usable. Great piece. Okay, so we got a couple pieces there. I'm not too happy about that one. This is actually a good piece of gear, like HP percentage here with crit rate, crit damage. This is pretty good. Unfortunately, now we're down to the boots, and the boots are not the one I needed at all. Oh, except crit rate would be pretty nice here. So that hurts. It's a hurt, but that's the point of the video, so you guys can see exactly how bad I get. Now, let's look back at the gear, however. And well, let's look at the boots first. Let's finish the boots off. So HP percentage, attack percentage with speed, flat attack useless, flat attack useless, flat defense useless, flat defense useless. Ooh, and a nice one. Speed here with crit rate, attack, and defense. I think what I'm learning is the gambling is so wide variety. It's probably best if you do it, you buy them all, or you don't buy any of them. Because like unless you're just trying to get like the set bonus right when you start the game, like this $15 set for the 6-star gear, I think about it, would be nuts in the beginning, like absolutely nuts. If you bought 1 or 2 packs in the beginning and just threw them on, I don't know, like your Kel or something, you know, that would be insane. Actually, that could be pretty strong. Just to, you know, as far as a boost goes. But you can look through the gear and see exactly what I've been getting. That's why I'm going to leave this whole thing as like a long form recorded video. That way you can kind of see everything I've been chewing through. The silver for the pieces of gear are rough too. You kind of need to have the silver on top of it. That's kind of a bummer because the silver they give you is definitely not enough to fully level this stuff. So keep that in mind if you decide to buy it. And you can use the energy to kind of recoup some of your losses if the RNG doesn't really roll your way. But was it worth $145 today from the pieces of gear you saw me get? Well, in my personal opinion, let me think of it this way. Would I sell everything back to Plarium that I just acquired for $145? And I think the answer is yes. Even though this piece of gear up here just rode 23% defense, triple row, that's pretty great, actually. It's going to go on, what's her name, Valkyrie. Probably is going to use that piece of gear. And yeah, so we got one, and we got another one actually here, another speed boot with crit damage. We'll roll that one too. So yeah, we got some nice speed boots, 6-star. I actually need a few of those. I'm going to get some speed upgrades in the arena because of that. I'll get a 5 speed on a couple more people. So that will probably be nice. But was it worth $145 for all the pieces of gear you saw here today? I do not think so. I think I, on retrospect, would sell back what I acquired to them. Now, what price point would I purchase everything I acquired today at? Let's think. With the items I got, the boots, I'd probably pay $5 a boot, to be honest. I think they're quite useful. I got, 2 or 3 of those? That's like $10, let's say. Okay, let me think about the HP chest piece I got. I really liked. I'd probably pay $10 for that piece of gear just because it's going to be useful in everyone. I'd pay a couple bucks for the rest of the chest. pieces. That probably puts us, what, let's say 25-ish at that point. All the other pieces, I mean, the gloves I pay nothing for because they're all trash. The shields were decent. I pay maybe $5 to $10 for the shields. We're up to like 30 or 40 bucks at this point. The weapons could have been really good, but what they ended up rolling, I would have paid $40 or $50 for. But what would I have paid upon seeing the substats before I rode them? Because that's an even better question. I probably would have paid maybe $100 for the pieces of gear I got before I rode them, because there was a pretty good amount of speed secondary stats that could have rode fairly good. If we look, gloves aside, okay, the weapons here, 6 speed base, 5 speed base. Where was the other ones here? I must have sold them. Okay, but there was a couple weapons, and then there was a few helmets, actually. 6 speed base, 6 speed base. I don't know what the base was, and that must have been 5. Another one at 5, another one 5. Like that, there was a lot of potential of the helmets. So yeah, maybe, these shields, again, look at the 1, 2, 3 shields, potentially. I probably would have paid upwards of $100, I think. To take a chance at the items when I look at this one, right? This one, for instance, pieces like that. These are high premium pieces of gear. They're hard to get your hands on. You got to roll them, get lucky. But yeah, I probably would have pulled the trigger right around 100. So it's probably priced. Before you roll the substats, it's probably priced at the $15 price point. Fairly close. I mean, I might buy a couple more packs if they had them, honestly, and just take another stab at it. Because it's like, on retrospect, when you look bad after rolling them, I wouldn't pay for these pieces of gear. But if you look at the pieces of gear before you roll them, it's like, they're pretty good. I mean, some of the pieces of gear are honestly pretty good. I ended up rolling pretty bad, but a lot of these could have been what I would consider game-changing pieces of gear, which if you do end up rolling them, which I know is, random, but if you do end up rolling them, and you look at people like, let's say like my Arbiter here, right? I'll give you an example. So you look at this, 19 plus 2, so it would be pretty hard to replace that one, okay? 17, it wouldn't have been pretty hard to replace this one, actually. We could have done it today because we had a lot of helmet chances. The shield, 15, that would have been really easy to replace. This is 5-star, okay? It only rode twice. That would have been very easy. Gloves, only rode twice. 14 speed, this would have been easy to replace as well. Chest plate, 15, that could have been easy to replace. This is 5-star as well. And these boots are only blue with kind of crappy substats, so these are going to get replaced too. And this is literally my best pieces of gear I have in the entire game, after me not only doing what I'm doing now, buying pieces of gear, but also farming Dragon over hundreds of thousands of energy. So keep that in mind. And I've bought plenty of Divine Speed gear too. These are my best pieces of gear. Okay, and they're 5-star, meaning the 6-star ones have the potential to be significantly better and would bring up your total stats way, way higher. I'm at 315 speed on the Arbiter. If I got her to 330, that's a massive difference in terms of the power of my team when it comes to things like arena, because it means who's going to go first. I'm going to go first that many more speed worth of times. And so for that reason, at the upper end, those pieces of gear have a massive premium to them. But it does come down to the fact, and you can hear my beach out there, aka the wind tunnel I live in. But it does come down to the fact that gear packs are essentially gambling. You buy them and you are gambling. It's kind of, what it feels like? I'm gonna break it down to Dragon is poker, okay? You are still gambling because you could get just absolute waste your time in the dungeon. But the odds are there, especially if your team's solid, where you're not losing and everything. The odds are there where you can skim a profitability off of the Dragon, okay? And buying gear packs are just straight up roulette. You walk up to the table, you're like, here's $15, and you can walk out a millionaire with like an item that could take 8 months of farming Dragon to get, but it is gambling. So that's the conclusion of today's video. One time, no whammies. Go get them, boys. I love y'all, and thanks for subscribing.